We looked at the last number of games. I actually think Rass is a real good player. I think he's going to be a good player, but I think as a young player, sometimes it's good to take a breather. He's had a tough last couple of games, and so we're going to give him a chance to take a little breather, watch from up top. I've told him to watch the game from up top, see what he can learn from watching, and then get back at it on Wednesday and fight his way back into a good spot.
Is it one of those things where the game is just flying by or something like that?
Well, I think the last two games have been really quick. You know, out west it wasn't quite as quick. It was more of a big man's game, and I thought he excelled. And the last two games have been really quick. And you know, so the thing that he just has to learn is to make sure that he's skating the second he gets that puck. Otherwise, people are on top of him too quick, and that's just something we've talked about. It's something he would have got away with at the junior level that he's not getting away with now, and you just got to learn that space. So from tops of circles to tops of circles, he's got to sprint with that puck or sprint away from the puck. The other thing that you know we worked on yesterday, and by Sidham gives us a chance to really get after it after practice yesterday, was we need big men in the O-zone to hold on to the puck, and he's a guy who can do it. He's just got to learn how to knock people off as they're checking him, how to knock their checks off a little bit, using his butt, using his shoulder, find ways to hold on to that puck a little bit more so we can have more time in the O-zone.
Jeff, a lot of question in your mind whether he belongs in the NHL. I mean, obviously it's this or juniors.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the way the rules are set up, it's either the NHL or juniors, and you know, so that's unfortunate for lots of guys. I think Rass is going to be a real good NHL player. I have tons of belief in him. I'm hoping that he moves from this and is an even better player next time he plays, and he keeps taking steps in the right direction. But I think he's going to be a real good NHL player. How quick, we'll see. So we'll keep monitoring.
Have you guys even broached that thing? I mean, have you thought about the whole 10-game thing, or is he here for the season?
Yeah, we haven't even thought
about that yet?
I talked to Kenny yesterday. Really, right now we're talking about tonight, and that's it. And so again, I think a lot of times with any player, but especially young players, they're best served if it starts to, rather than let it spiral the wrong way. Again, it's been 2 tough games. Rather than spiral the wrong way, let's nip it in the bud now, get a breather, and go back at it. You know, the other thing I'd say about the youth movement, a lot of the youth movement that was talked about was, you know, continued steps on guys that are already on the team. I don't think it's just based on new players necessarily coming in and having huge impacts. Ultimately, we need all our young players to keep taking steps so we can get to where we want to be as quick as possible, but we can't force that timeline. The timeline will be dictated by their play, and so I would say, you know, within the youth movement, the idea, guys that are young players on our team need to continue to take those steps in the right direction.
It was just a minor setback, right? Just something that just happened. So you feel good. You don't, you know, you're 100%.
Yeah, 100% back. Yeah, like you said, just a little setback. Took a few days, and I'm good. Yeah.
You know, you always said you have high expectations. Michael's sitting. Was good. Let him look up top. You know, I know you guys talk a lot. I mean, how did he take it? What do you think his mindset is right now?
You know, I think he's a hard-working guy, so I'd hope his mindset is just stay positive and keep working hard and improving his game, and he'll be back out there soon.
You know, can he use you as an example? I mean, because you fought through virtually everything from from the time the Red Wings drafted you to where you are today.
Yeah, yeah, it's been a long road. You know, there's been a grind for sure, but now I just have to, you know, try to maintain it and stay consistent.
How difficult is it, just because the team is relatively new, that communication is just breaking down on the ice? Where do you think it's the disconnect is happening?
Yeah, communication. You know, we have a lot of young guys out there, young defensemen. So, I mean, obviously it's the best league in the world, so it's going to take, you know, a few games to really acclimate yourself to it. And you know, I think the more we talk, the better it's going to be. So, you know, if we're out supporting each other, always supporting the puck and being vocal, I think we'll start to turn this around.
You know, we always get this idea, if you're a young player, you know, you don't talk in the room or maybe on the ice. Not that you're timid, you just, you know, kind of taking it all in. You're on a learning curve. But you know, do you talk on the ice? Is there communication, or do you find yourself, even though you haven't played a whole lot of games, that you're getting more comfortable, you're getting better with the surroundings?
Well, for sure, you have to play a few games to get a little bit more comfortable, but you have to talk. It doesn't really matter, how old you are or wherever you've been. You have to go out there and communicate. That's how it makes everything easier on the ice. So if you don't do that, you're going to have a lot of breakdowns. So yeah, you have to talk for sure.